And to find out more, we are joined by Neena Dutta. She's the principal attorney at the Dutta Law Firm and joins us now from New York City. Hi there, Neena. Nice to see you.
Hi there.
Tell us, as the law stands today, what is the fate of the 800,000 or more, it's estimated, DACA recipients?
These DACA recipients are just in chaos at the moment. After the last injunction, these kids, some can renew, but let's take a step back. These DACA kids, they are law-abiding. In order to qualify, you cannot have a criminal record. You have to have a clean record. You have to have graduated from high school. So we've got these really valuable citizens, and we're kind of throwing them away, and it's a real shame.
The White House said this week, well, actually, the Trump administration has asked the Supreme Court to jump into all of this, but the High Court said this week it was going to stay out of it for now, as you know, Neena. Was the White House actually hoping to pin this decision on the High Court, do you feel like?
Oh, absolutely. What's happening now is if the High Court won't step in, you're going to have a real tool for the next election, for the 2018, where there are going to be a lot of seats up for grab in Congress.
We saw President Trump actually send a positive signal out to the DACA recipients recently in his State of the Union address, saying that he wanted to find a path forward to citizenship for them.
I think that it's really difficult to not have sympathy for kids that were brought here when they were 1 year old, 10 years old, and who have grown up and they have the ability to be productive citizens. So I do think that people on the right and left have some sympathy. The president has certainly had sympathetic words for them before.
What do you see if you were looking? I mean, you're obviously in support of finding a way for them here, but what would you tell them that the drawback is or the problems are in doing this? What's the reason behind it?
Behind a DACA student applying now. When you apply, you give the government your address. We have seen already people being picked up by ICE, Immigration Customs Enforcement, at their schools when parents are going to pick up their kids. We've seen people being picked up when they've gone for their regular check-ins. So people who are trying to follow the law are being picked up and put in deportation centers where they now, after the last Supreme Court decision, are able to be kept indefinitely.
There's expected to be a march in Washington on Monday in support of finding a path for citizenship for so many of these immigrants. What do you say? What kind of message does this send to officials, our elected officials?
If there's any silver lining to any of this, it's that the average voter, because it's the voters who are going to have real influence, people are starting to get an understanding of the plight of dreamers. And let's not forget, dreamers aren't the only undocumented people. There are millions of people who are here who weren't brought as kids, but for some reason or another, they also have not been able to find a legal way to apply.
All right. Well, Neena Dutta, we're going to have to leave it right there. Thank you for your time. I'm sure we will be speaking with you at some point again. Thank you.